who was being treated as an enemy of the people, like the way Jesus was charged. Now, first point, for the soldiers of the Romans, the reason why they never helped Jesus, actually, when you read the Bible, of Mark, the book of Matthew, the book of Luke and John, you get surprised that they really wanted to help Jesus. But it was shame for any Roman person to carry the cross, because it was a decree in the Roman leadership, in the Roman society, that the people who carries cross were shameful. So it was shame for someone to bear the cross. So the Roman soldiers, neither the Roman people could not help Jesus. I wonder today, when you read the Bible and when you see the people of today, that we have some churches and we have some people who wears the cross, some people who carries the cross, and actually they have a day of the cross. And you see, when it is shame to carry the cross. So the Roman soldiers were not ready, and they could not help Jesus carry the cross. Another point, do you know why the Jews who were there, who had chanted words, who were following those who were saying that Jesus has been saving people? We want to see, he claimed to be the Messiah. Now this bastard man, you think we don't know? You know, the people who are there chanting many things against Jesus, that Jesus claims to be the Savior of the world, when we know even his conception, even his mother was, because Joseph was not the right father, that he is here. We know what the mother did, and claiming that he's the son of Joseph, when we know that the mother had some funny games with the father, and he brought Jesus from some places which we do not understand. Friends, here it is the point now. Jesus is there. He doesn't have any power and energy. The Jews are not, the Jewish people are not ready to help Jesus bear the cross. Now, the Jews were not ready to bear the cross of Jesus. Reason being, Jesus was a cursed man. Because in the book of Deuteronomy, when you read chapter 22, I think verse 31, if I'm not wrong, the Bible records, cursed is the man who is hanged on the tree. So the Jewish culture never allowed people to bear the cross. Carrying the cross for the Jews, you are a cursed person. Because at the end of the day, carrying the cross, you are going to be hanged on it. You are somebody who is against humanity. So it was a curse for the Jews to help Jesus bear the cross. Another reason why they never stood to help Jesus bear the cross, it was during the festivals of the Passover. Remember, Jesus had taken a Passover with the disciples. Then before the dawn of that day, Jesus was already in the hands of the Sanhedrin, and the decree had been set. Now, it was a time that the people were sanctifying themselves from the sinful deeds. So there was nobody who was ready, including those who claimed to be spiritually upright, trying to cleanse themselves so that to help Jesus bear the cross. And now, when the Roman soldiers looked around, they could not compel the Jews to do so. Neither they could not compel the Roman people to do so. Neither the soldiers could not even do that, because it was shame to themselves. Because for the Jews, it was a curse. So there is nobody, because every person looked holier than thou at this point that Jesus is bearing the cross. But humanity had failed. That point you should note, that Jesus bearing the cross from the sinful life that we've been leading in this life. Friends, and there comes this man known as Simon of Cyrene. Cyrene is a place today in the today world is known as Libya of Africa. I think when you understand that Cyrene is a place, by then the Jews used to live in Cyrene, and they had this business they could do between the Cyrenians and the Jewish people. So the Jews, at some point, there were some Jews who were living in the Cyrenian place, and Simon we are informed, or when you read it deeper, Simon was up in Libya, and now him having his whole day, like some of us, we may have some vacations. We say, let's go to Mombasa for this holiday vacation.